just waiting for the bus. Oh,
Now you keep talking that shit about my fucking kid, and you annoying me and aggravating me, and I'm trying to enjoy my life.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Standing at the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop. Once she gets pumping, it's hard to make the hottie stop. Hottie stop, stop, stop.
You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now. The following video is broadcasting live, and thank you for being my studio audience. Thank you for hitting thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. What up and welcome back. I'm Jane, the plainest Jane, and I provide syrup in the form of Black news and celebrity entertainment. Everybody come on in, have a seat on the bus, okay? Have a seat on the bus. We are now moving this locomotive. You hear what I'm saying? I hope that y'all have had an amazing week thus far. We're almost here to hump day. So hopefully you've had a productive and a prosperous week. And if not, it is not too late to reset that. You know, I'm big on your mental health and your invisible issues. And if you need to click away from this video to handle what's going on in your real tangible life, things you can actually materialize within your existence, I do recommend you do so. You ain't gonna catch a whole bunch of content creators telling you click off of my video. They just want you to click your view so that they can get your money. Me, I'm concerned about your well-being. You got to put you first. You got to put you first, Lucius. Okay. Drop some pancakes in the chat if you are happy to be here, if the title intrigued you, if you're excited to just be on the bus ride or to have something to do to take your mind off of what you got going on in your real life. What are you doing while you watch? Are you driving? Are you cooking? What's going on? I love when people tell me that they cooking and they actually made a meal from start to finish, ate the meal, and they've been watching the video. That for some strange reason makes me happy. Maybe because I'm a foodie myself. But come on in and drop some pancakes in the chat if you have not already. Now, if you're a channel member, then you are aboard backstage and you have early access to some of the channel ideas. Some of the ideas don't make it to the public outside of the paywall to everybody else, but some stuff we just talk about amongst ourselves, whether it be the Discord, the members only community tab, whatever the case is. You done already seen. I've already given you the heads up that Derrick is on his way back to the internet. And to be honest, I'm totally not surprised. I am not surprised. As a matter of fact, I expected this, and he took a bit longer than I thought he would. Derrick Jackson took quite a bit longer than I thought he would, because I just knew he would refute what it was DaNaia Jackson had to say about 8 weeks ago when she sat on that couch on the Dear Future Wifey Podcast. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into my thoughts. We're going to watch what we have available to us thus far, give a live reaction to that. And I also want to talk about Tiffany Haddish and how first we were told that we need to expand our horizons and date bus drivers. Now we're being told we need to date homeless men too. Tiffany Haddish, girl, do your people hate you over there at the camp? Like, where are you vetting your PR team? Like, where are you getting them from? Are you paying them? Is this an internship so that they can just have your name on their resume? Because I'm convinced that they hate you and that you're a little slow for thinking that creating a show of this nature is something that's going to help you. You will never be able to unlatch yourself from being somebody who has this odd fetish with children, because I seen that skit with you and Ari Spears, and it ain't looking good at all, and I won't ever be able to forget it. All right, we got a lot to get into. Hit thumbs up on the video if you haven't already. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. You can send a Cash App down here to $THA. Proofread it before you hit send. All right, my name is thePLAINESTjane with an E. But on Cash App, it's $THA plainestjane. If you want to send something that way, you can. If you want to send a super chat, you are more than welcome to do that too. Okay. And shout out to all of my channel members and my moderators. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pull this bus off on this good Tuesday evening. Are we ready?
Are we ready? Let's go.
The following video is broadcasting live, and thank you for being my studio audience. Thank you for hitting thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into what it is that we really here to talk about this evening, okay? I got off work. I ain't even had time to change, y'all. I got off work, and here I go, all right? So, yeah, I got on these aren't my YouTube clothes, should I say. I wore this to work today. Let's go ahead and get into Derrick Jackson, his nonsense, and how he knew that we don't want to be bothered with him. Let's take a look. Thank y'all for dropping the pancakes. Thank y'all for hitting thumbs up on the video. It means a lot. Lego.
Y'all not gonna guess. This Wednesday on the Dear Future Wifey Podcast, we have
none other than Derrick Jackson. Everybody's favorite right now, by the way.
Why?
We sick and tired of that nigga there.
What's up? I'm gonna let y'all come into the room real quick. I'm gonna only be here about 3 to 4 minutes. Rihanna, start calling out how many people we got on right now. Did you push the button?
13, 115, 201.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody?
381.
Listen, this Wednesday, you know, it's certain people that you get on your podcast that, you know, I've been trying to get this brother on the podcast since 2020. Y'all saw his previous other half on the podcast a couple of months ago. Who y'all think? I want y'all dropping there. Who do you think I have on the podcast? It's the husband of a guest that I had on the podcast. Who do you think? Drop it down there in the comments. I bet y'all stomp right now, huh? Y'all not gonna guess. This Wednesday on the Dear Future Wifey Podcast, we have
None other than Derrick Jackson. Everybody's favorite right now, by the way. Yeah, the fan.
I cannot take the way the camera panned over to him and that goofy ass grin he had on his face. He knew we ain't want to be bothered with his ass. Look at this.
Future Wifey Podcast, we have
None other than Derrick Jackson. Everybody's favorite right now, by the way.
Everybody's favorite, but the grin. We need to talk about these lemon pepper Steppas. Yes, we do. Because this looked like a Photoshop image, don't it? Don't that look Photoshop to you? It's not. It's not. Okay? Look at the video. Look down at, I mean, like, what in the hell size is this? He got on the lemon pepper Steppas. What's happening? What's happening with these shoes that he had to buy? Now, look, I know from personal experience, don't go look. Big feet is not always an indicator of the urban myth, the legend, the African proverb, whatever you want to call it. It ain't. I synced it. I synced it for myself. That motherfucker is not real. So I'm not saying he got a little one. I'm not saying he got a big one. What I'm saying is the big feet thing ain't always true. However, if it was true in this case, maybe that has something to do with why he's able to, you know what I'm saying, publicly hump on 4 different women at one time. But these lemon pepper Steppas are saying a lot. I can barely hear what the hell Derrick is saying because the lemon pepper Steppas are yelling. You know what I'm saying? Like they loud. Here's what I'll say before we even get into this, right? And thank y'all for hitting thumbs up on the video. I do appreciate that. First and foremost, they are not divorced. It's not finalized. That's still his wife, and this is still her husband, DaNaia Jackson. Okay, let's start there. That's number one. Number two, both Derrick Jackson and DaNaia Jackson are narcissists. I'm going to say it again. Both DaNaia Jackson and Derrick Jackson are narcissists. They're just different types of narcissists. And I'm going to elaborate and expound upon this and unpack this a little bit later, right? But I knew, right? Because with everything that Derrick did, okay? With everything that Derrick did, publicly humiliating her, he really didn't intend for any of his dirt to be public. So he wasn't going out of his way to humiliate her, but he was doing this dirt. And he did, not only did he not think DaNaia was going to find out, he didn't think the internet was going to find out either. And even though Derrick lost a great bunch of his fan base, which, who do you think his fan base was? Who do you think his audience was? It was Black women. He was talking to Black women about how they deserve better and how to spot boys and get away from boys and ain't shit, because and so on and so forth. Okay, that was his main audience. And when he was exposed as a fraud, he lost a great deal of them. However, he gained some of the boys and the people who just wanted to coddle him and say, well, hey, you made a mistake, whatever. He didn't lose everybody. You know, he's still very much capitalizing off of the people who are still supporting him out of sympathy, out of relatability, for, you know, his past words. Because it's not that the stuff that Derrick was putting down wasn't true or that it was bogus or baloney. It's just he wasn't practicing what he was preaching. He was talking about boys and Black women who should get away from them when he was practicing the boy while presenting himself as the man that is not the boy, right? And so when it comes down to his audience and who they are, he lost some people, but he gained some people. Ultimately still took a loss, but it was still something he could monetize off of. I knew that Derrick, being the narcissist that he is, the type of narcissist and just a narcissist in general, I knew he wasn't going to let DaNaia stuff ride, because although DaNaia will come out and come off as this meek, aloof, I survived Derrick Jackson, and in the name of Jesus and by the blood of Christ and the holy water and everything else she gonna put on top of it, she's still a narcissist and she's selling bullshit at the end of the day. How do we know this, right? Let me take you back in case you don't remember. In case you don't remember, I exposed a lot about Derrick Jackson. I exposed a lot about, I did a lot of digging, so much so that Derrick Jackson blocked me on Instagram. When I want to see Derrick's Instagram, I have to log into another Instagram account because he blocked me because I was exposing them left, right. And then I was just like, you know what? Let me chill on them. Like, let me chill and let them get their ish together, right? Derrick and DaNaia, when they, back in the day, it came out that the writing and the audience that Derrick was speaking to, which is Black women showing up to his seminars and buying his books and his merchandise and his courses and so on and so forth, they were Black women. A lot of that stuff was written, right? DaNaia Jackson was the underwriter for all of that stuff. So he's good at public speaking, whereas though DaNaia is not. DaNaia is not good at public speaking. DaNaia wins people over with all of the Jesus crap, with all of the victim. And I mean, I hate to call it crap, but it's just that I can't take either her or Derrick at face value, to be honest. I feel like they're both frauds. She helped him be a fraud. She knew he was cheating and still was writing this playbook that he was giving Black women to live a better life and to sever ties with any men who were bringing negativity towards them, while she accepted the negativity within her household. They have 3 children together at the age of 6, 5, and 1. So she, not only did she write a lot of the scripts for what he was feeding his audience, which is mainly Black women, she was also handling his business aspects and things behind the scenes as well. I say all that to say, don't let all of that slip by you. She's meek. She doesn't keep her hair done that well. If she's got a photo shoot or she's trying to take some professional pictures, she'll do that. But she is a very homely, a very aloof, but very still manipulative woman. I think she's a little slow, and that's not me trying to be shady. I'm being completely honest. But when you slap some Jesus and slap a Bible verse around everything, it makes it a bit more palatable for people, right? Think about Bishop Lamar Whitehead, the bling bling pastor. He's clearly a fraudulent person, but it does a little something because he knows 13 Bible verses and he knows the synopsis of 7 books that are in the Bible. So miss me with the Jesus crap, miss me with not being able to speak English, but only being able to speak Bible, because with that, you already have people who are programmed to just shut down and accept whatever from whoever is spitting a Bible verse because you all of a sudden consider them to be holy, right? DaNaia already knows how to speak to Derrick Jackson's audience because she had already been speaking to that audience through Derrick. You see what I'm saying? So what DaNaia did exactly what I predicted DaNaia would do. When all of this stuff happened, she got quiet. She got badgered by the internet for the quote unquote bonnet of salvation, being so quirky, being so weird, being so aloof, being just not self-aware. I said she's going to resurface and she's going to come back up and she's going to try to steal a portion of that audience that she helped Derrick build. And she's going to sell them with some Jesus, since that's all she talks about any goddamn way. Lo and behold, she came out with Bible studies, selling $5,000 courses. So because you survived Derrick Jackson and we're supposed to look at you like the victim and he's the villain, right? And I'm not saying he absolutely did wrong stuff to her, right? She didn't deserve that. However, with her placating off of everyone knows who Derrick Jackson is and everybody knows he did his wife wrong, she can take on this professional and permanent victim stance while being the victor at the same time. I survived Derrick Jackson. I survived this divorce. So give me $5,000 so I can help you get through your difficult breakup as well, because I survived Derrick Jackson. She's selling $5,000 courses. Derrick Jackson wouldn't be Derrick Jackson without a DaNaia Jackson. She helped him write the script to become. She created, helped, at least assisted with the formulation of this business model. And so she's back to make her rounds. And here's where I will give Derrick his credit and why I feel like Derrick will be on the Dear Future Wifey podcast tomorrow. I feel like he's got the right to speak his piece. You know why? Because despite all of the people he's lost and all of the people he's gained via his behavior and his public persona and everything that people know about him with the public knowledge, he can get a baddie while he's still married. Got some niggas love it. He done gained a whole new sector of boys that's rocking with him and women who just never wanted to leave anyway. He never did an interview tour to go around talking about it, to reap any clout. And even if he did an interview tour and not even mention DaNaia, he never did any of that. He just flew under the radar. Because I do believe that Derrick felt it. I ain't taking up for him because he's a piece of shit. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is, and I'm only saying this to say, he never even did any type of internet tour and even kept DaNaia out of it. DaNaia pops up out of nowhere 8 weeks ago. Who the hell was asking DaNaia what she experienced or went through or how she felt based on Derrick? It came out of nowhere. It came out of left field. Like what? Huh? 7 years now. Now all of a sudden you want to come out and be this holy, sanctified disciple of the Lord. You're the 13th disciple here. And talk about all that you've been through at the hands of Derrick. And Derrick ain't getting to tell his side. Tasha K told his side. I told some of his side based on my perspective. And that's not even his side. That's just me and Tasha's perspective or anybody else. Derrick never actually, he defended himself once or twice, but there was so many allegations. He never sat down and really told his fucking story. DaNaia came out and did all this manipulative stuff under the guise of Jesus. So that if you refute it, it just seems like you being unholy and ungodly and you being demonic and it's Satan. Nah, he got the right to give his piece too. Because truth be told, he let a lot ride. And I knew that with both of them being the narcissists that they are, albeit two different types of narcissists, I knew he wasn't just going to let that 2-part interview, 4 hours total, sit there and him not. I was wondering what took so long. It took him 8 weeks. It took him 8 weeks. He has the right to tell his side. And truth be told, I don't think that either one of them have room to talk. I think that we are going to sit here and we're going to watch two passive-aggressive people duke it out and speak in metaphor and speak in circles and give us word salad. And really what we're watching is a marital dispute while they try to serve it to us on this silver platter of general relationship advice. And it's really a married couple arguing in front of us under the guise of being gurus in their own right. That's what I think. But, you know, I knew he wasn't going to let it ride. And honestly, I agree because there's 3 sides to every story. There's 3 sides to every story. There's your side, there's my side, and then there's the truth. And it's not fair, even though DaNaia did it in a very nice, nasty way, right? Very passive aggressive. Under the guise of Jesus Christ, and the Lord moved me to say this and come out and be messy and talk about my marital issues in front of y'all and throw my husband that I'm still co-parenting with under the bus. Oh, yes, because that's going to help our situation. It's not right for us to only hear one side of it. And I feel like both of them are full of baloney, to be completely honest with you. But full of baloney or not, I want to hear the other baloney-filled side. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear what both of them got to say. And from my understanding, Derrick is saying, and what I guarantee you he's going to say in the interview that drops tomorrow, is DaNaia intentionally left out a lot of context in the situations and the circumstances that she exposed to us and her experience with Derrick. She left out a great deal of context there. Both of them were wrong in their own rights for different things at different times for whatever. But it's easy to sit down and leave out the roles in which you played or to paint an incomplete picture in order to increase the villainization of the person that you're talking about. And I don't put it past DaNaia to intentionally leave that stuff out, because her method and her way in which of relaying things is very nice, nasty, very passive aggressive. And again, when she wraps the Bible around it, that's it. You Satan, if you try to debunk anything DaNaia says, you're the devil, and I refute you. And what you, All right, hit thumbs up if you haven't hit thumbs up already. Let's keep going. And we're going to take a look at this nasty grin again, because Derrick knew goddamn well we didn't want to see his ass. And that's why he smiled that way and said that he said he was the most loved right now.
Yeah, the fan favorite for sure.
Up right now, huh? Y'all not gonna guess. This Wednesday on the Dear Future Wifey Podcast, we have
none other than Derrick Jackson, everybody's favorite right now, by the way. Yeah, the fan favorite for sure.
It's going to be the best episode ever. Now, let me tell you something. I asked them the hard questions. Y'all know how when someone sits on this yellow couch, it gets real. And so we talked about everything. Derrick, I know you came in, with guards up.
Yeah.
Why?
Naturally, I'm a guarded person anyway. And then also I thought maybe you might have a little smoke for me because the Dear Future Wife thing. But we got that cleared up.
Oh, yeah. He thought that, my boy Bashe, he thought I was the one that DM'd him years ago, but it was my boy Bashe.
But man, it was a great conversation. You didn't take it easy. You didn't tiptoe around nothing. You forced me to talk about some stuff I haven't talked about on any platform. And man, I just hope for the best. Either way it go. It ain't about me at this point, man. I hope somebody gets something of value from it.
Listen, I asked him, if you were to name this episode, what would you name it? And this is during the pre-interview, and he said, I would name it Reap What You Sow. And I said, hold on. So you going to come on the Dear?
He said he going to name it what? That's a dig in itself. You're clearly coming on here to respond to DaNaia. If it wasn't for DaNaia coming on here, you wouldn't be here. And I'm not blaming you because I feel like you got your right to get even and meet her where she, you know what I'm saying? She wanted to get to this level, and not saying that the level was down, above, middle. She got to this level where she went to this specific podcast. He went to the same exact level. And then you reap what you sow. He's talking directly to her. Hello. And look at the lemon pepper steppers. Don't forget the lemon pepper steppers because they got a lot to say too. Tell me what these lemon pepper steppers are saying. I want to know.
Dear Future Wifey Podcast and take accountability. Is that what we about to do? Derrick D. Jackson? Is that what you about to do? Derrick D. Jackson is saying, listen, I'm going to call this episode Reap What You Sow. That's what we're going to lead with. He said, yeah. I said, okay. Then I realized at that moment he was at a space in his life where he's saying, oh no, I own my stuff. And I said, all right, when we sit down, we're going to talk. Why did you name it Reap What You Sow?
I think that's the only way to really grow. I think
You see what I'm saying? I did not Photoshop that shoe. That is a legitimate real life lemon pepper stepper in the flesh. You need to take note of this shoe. Somebody send me, I can't send him a DM because he blocked me. Somebody asked him, what size is this lemon pepper stepper? Baby, this gonna kill any bug in the corner of your house any day, anytime. Flying roach, water bug, what else they got? The stink bugs, the potato bugs, you name it, baby. That lemon pepper stepper is an all-purpose tool. You hear what I'm talking about?
You think you get all these excuses and all of that stuff. Like that's the key to stagnation. Giving yourself a pass for stuff. Like everybody's imperfect, but when you use that as a way to get away with it or to absolve yourself of responsibility, you don't grow. But when you understand that you reap what you sow, good, bad, or ugly, that's whenever you start to grow. And again, that goes for the good too. So for somebody that's been in a situation like me, you know, jacked your whole life all up, or at least your personal life or whatever, you got to understand there's still, you can still sow seed. There's still bags of seeds. Yeah. So it ain't over with if you done messed it all up. But if you messing up, understand your day is coming.
When I tell you it's a 2-part series dropping Wednesday and Thursday, when I tell y'all this is absolutely powerful. So thank you, Derrick, for being 10 toes down and being real. That's what I said. So when I was talking to him, I said, okay, they say this dude is a textbook narcissist. I done watched enough YouTube videos to be able to identify a narcissist. You know, I've even dated a narcissist before. So I said, I'm finna figure it out. Now, if I don't have the skill set of Dr. Ramani or whatever, and I can't figure it out, this got to be the best of the best, because this joker here was telling the actual truth. He was telling the truth. Can y'all believe that? He was telling the truth, and he was so real and vulnerable. And I was like, wow, because he's coming guarded. He's coming guarded at first, and then I'm guarded, and I'm doing this or whatever, and then we both just laid our swords down and said, we're going to have conversation like men, and that's what we did. Did you feel like that was effective? What's your takeaway from these conversations?
I'm glad you weren't afraid to ask the questions that needed to be asked. You know, when you're in the middle of a storm, you can't really see it. You know, it takes being on the outside, so you on the outside. You know what needs to be said, whether it's for me personally, of truly having the scope that I need, and you had some experience with some of the stuff that we talked about. Right. So I'm looking at you like an OG in a sense, like I'm open to what you got to say. But at the same time, you're not there for the sensationalism.
Right.
And that's so rare these days because, of course, the blogs, everybody just wanted, bloodthirst. And you could have done that.
How did you know I wasn't here for the sensationalism?
Some of those topics that you asked on, I mean, I've been in this game a little while too. I know what would be a good clip. And you didn't take that opportunity. Some of the things you could have asked me to go in depth with or whatever to get that clip, you didn't go for it.
Right.
A lot of your questions was geared toward, again, really hearing if I'm accountable or not, or hearing the full story. Because, some people hear one side and they've heard enough.
Right.
But you allowed.
And you see, I can at least be fair. I might not be feeling what Derrick say, just like I wasn't feeling what DaNaia was saying. But I can be fair enough to say it's not fair for her to sit and give her side. And Derrick has never sat down from beginning to end to give his side. She sat there for 4 hours with this man and put out a 2-part interview. Like, I can have my jokes about Derrick or all I want. I done broke stories about Derrick, all types of stuff, right? Been mentioned, all this other whatever. I don't give a what if I truly want to be as neutral as possible. Lemon pepper Steppas aside. Lemon pepper Steppas aside. It's only right that he tell his side, right? And so at this point, we hadn't dug and unpacked the dark side, dark side. We hadn't sat and unpacked the manipulative side of DaNaia when Derrick first started trending some years back. Now we're here. So it's just like, Miss Jesus Freak. Miss Jesus Freak. You Bible thumper. Put the Bible down and tell us about what really happened in its full context. Better yet, Derrick, get in here. For me, right, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm tired of them. I don't want to hear about them. Listen, this is drama that I will so willingly entertain. Why? The world is in such a depressive state right now. I mean, you got headlines about a Black doctor decapitating a baby upon birth. You got the wildfires and the catastrophic events happening in Hawaii. You've got the baby daddy that went and shot the baby mama who was on the clock at Home Depot. Come to find out, his mother helped him put co-conspire with this, and we talking Black people. I mean, like, the headlines are becoming more and more morbid and gruesome. So when it comes to drama like this, yeah, at this point in time right now, I am excited about drama like this because ain't nobody killing nobody. Child, if DaNaia killed Derrick, I ain't gonna know what to do, baby. I'm gonna come on here but that's not where we at. You know what I'm saying? So this is drama and backstory that we already know about. And I don't have a problem kikiing and cackling at stuff like this. Keke Palmer in Usher's new music video after that whole fiasco. Look, these are people who put their relationship out there for people to know. It's public knowledge. And therefore, we're going to create conversation and content around it. Period, point blank. It's far more lighthearted than I've had a lot of people sending me the story about the decapitated baby. Jen, you won't cover this. My mental health won't allow. My mental health will not allow me to cover that story about that baby who was technically decapitated. My mental health can't take it. And therefore, I'm not going past the headline. Period. Sorry, but not sorry. I've taken on plenty of stories in the past that I thought I could handle, and I end up crying and getting emotional in the middle of coverage. And that is every now and then cool, but you need to realize what your limit is and how to mind your mental health. And for me, diving into a story like that and reading all of the gruesome details and stuff like that, it's not for me. Not right now. So I can't do it. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why this is the type of this is some lighthearted drama. This is a married couple going through an indecisive married, because again, they are still married. The two of them are still married. And some people think they in cahoots trying to make money together. Derrick sell his courses, his expensive courses. DaNaia selling her $5,000 plus courses. And some people think they in cahoots. And some people think this is a conspiracy I don't mind getting into, and it's of no detriment to my mental health. So just to give you a little bit of context around why I'm spending time sitting up giggling about stuff like this. What's really happening in the world is crazy, and enough people know about it, and enough people are talking about it. I am not about to try to come here on my camera and on my channel and talk about every catastrophic event and then pretend to be okay at the same time too. I'm not doing it. Everybody has a different way that they balance positive and sad energy. So
safety for both sides of the story. And I was like, okay, we're hearing the full story, because, you know, some people hear one side and they've heard enough.
Right.
But you allowed safety for both sides of the story. And I was like, okay, well, you can't be on both. Double-minded man is what? Unstable. So you're not going for that. You already on this side of getting the real story, the real truth, at least giving it an opportunity. If it's good, bad, or ugly, that's what it is. And I guess they're going to find out.
This Wednesday, 8 a.m. Go to YouTube right now, subscribe right now, so you'll be the first to hear this episode drop. You reap what you sow. Derrick Jaxn, an exclusive. I'm out.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
child, them lemon pepper steppers got me.
So you gonna come on the Dear Future Wifey podcast and don't have the skills.
You can't really see it. You know, it takes being on the outside. So you on the outside in a sense, like I'm open.
A couple of months ago. Certain people that you get on your podcast that
other than Derrick Jackson.
Y'all see that lemon pepper stepper? Look at it. Look at it. Look at the lemon pepper stepper. It is not Photoshop, okay? It is not Photoshop. So I am curious to know what you think about it. But as I was saying earlier, he's back. I do think that this interview is about to be nothing but pure comedy. It's about to be gold. And I'm going to sit up and I'm a kiki and I'm a caca about it. Neither of them have room to talk. But as I was saying earlier, I was wondering how long it was going to take Derrick to refute a lot of the nice, nasty villainizing that she did of him in that 2-part podcast / interview 8 weeks ago with the Dear Future Wifey Podcast. So Derrick is going to be on the very same couch tomorrow at 8 in the morning. They're both narcissists, just 2 different types of narcissists. So I knew he wasn't going to let that slide. The things that she said, the things that she implied, they're both quote unquote gurus by today's standards. Ugh. But like I said, I called DaNaia's play years ago. DaNaia did exactly as I suspected. She resurfaced and positioned herself to take a portion of Derrick's audience, which she helped cultivate and build, by the way, as someone who, quote, survived the hurt and trauma of Derrick or divorces or breakups in general. And so once Derrick's audience, which is full of mainly Black women, once they found out he was a fraud or the, quote, bad guy, they dumped him. And DaNaia spun the block to pick him up as the, quote, innocent survivor that prevailed or the good guy. And let's not forget the hyper-religious element that's always the cherry on top of DaNaia Jackson's marketing mix. Period, point blank. It really is. She uses Bible and scripture as ways to, anytime people disagree with her, she'll call you a dark entity, the devil, Satan, or God says to do this to negative. And really it's just, I even seen it because she's coming out about like some skincare. She's got something she's been diagnosed with that makes her skin have a negative reaction. And so some people will pull up and they're like, hey, I've been diagnosed with this too. Try rubbing oatmeal or an oatmeal bath. And she's like, I tried that already. And when the devil tries to get in the way, the Lord says this. And that was like, you just got random people just like dropping off suggestions because you're sharing your, what you've been diagnosed with, and they've been diagnosed with the same. They're just sharing what works with them. Yes, everybody is different, but everybody's not the devil that disagrees with you, girl. Like, oh my God, like, you know, you got to be real careful of those hyper religious people. I believe in God, you know what I'm saying? But damn, you know, I'm not about to weaponize him every time. It's like, she be on some nutty shit, on some, I mean, and I hate to say it, but she really do be on some, and the way she talk, and she got them big ass teeth, and the Lord hath said to you, and curse your tongue, and cut out your tongue, and make your children be fatherless, and make you burn in the fire, because what was like, girl, if you don't calm down and speak no goddamn English, like, girl, I wouldn't want her ringing me up in Macy's, because what the hell? That girl be on some shit. I see why Derrick left her ass alone. That lady be crazy. She be on something else, like, wait a minute. I cannot. She's scary. I be on my lunch break in my car, like dead ass, or in the bathroom or the break room at work, and get a little whip for her. Either it's came up on my timeline or somebody sent it to me, and I be like, I'm like watching the video, and I'm like, oh my God, she is crazy. Wait, like my eyes be getting bigger. I be like, oh my God, she is crazy. Something wrong with her. She out of this world. She out of this world. She be out of this world. I can't with her. She be on some other stuff. Shout out to Sweet DJ 7500. Shout out to Miss Nolan 777. Yeah, that girl is crazy. So yeah, that's she is very dark-sided. Yeah, I can tell when people are using God to keep people from really seeing who they are. So, I got a couple of other thoughts about this. Then we need to get into Tiffany Haddish. Listen, if you haven't taken a moment to hit thumbs up, please be sure to do so. It's a free way to support the show. Okay, you can support the show in so many different ways, but it doesn't involve your wallet. Some people do send $1 or $2 via Cash App, via Super Chat, via joining a membership. And some people just hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. However it is that you support the channel, I do appreciate it. And I would implore you to do so right now. Otherwise, I'm going to get so your tongue to cuss you out, okay? Let's keep it going. Drop some pancakes down below in the chat if you're a channel member. Drop your special emojis. Let's get it.
It's time to face it, boo. Your product needs more exposure. If you want to see your ad here on my channel, be sure to shoot an email over to yt.theplainestjane@gmail.com and let's chat. But if you're new in my neighborhood here on YouTube, hey, I'm the Plainest Jane, and I provide coverage and commentary on trending stories, viral events, and Black culture. I definitely appreciate you stopping through and hitting that subscribe button if you'd like more of my particular brand of syrup.
It was a YouTuber, and shout out to her for this good detective work, honey. She's the one who went and was able to put 2 and 2 together. The Plainest Jane. That's the person's name, the Plainest Jane. I couldn't think of what their name was on the podcast, but I wanted to go ahead and shout them out. They're the ones who did the work. All right. So, like I said, shout out to Plainest Jane. She's the one who put that together. So Shekinah was not lying. So when Tiny came back on some, oh, she's making it up, sounded like Tiny's voice to me.
All right, and we are back. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so. Because listen, I'll be putting in the work, okay? Getting shout outs and mentions from the New York Times, far more credible than the New York Post. The New York Times, the Star Report, Tasha K, Lovely T, the list goes, or the Pascal Show, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Your girl be putting in work. I know it might look like I'm a little teeny channel, but keep in mind, if you're new here, I was at 102,000 subscribers when YouTube deleted my channel. So I had to start over. It was a little over, probably about like a year and a half ago. So I had to start over, and a lot of people are just refinding me. I had to put in a lot of work, child. I had to put in a lot of work. Shout out to Danielle Brown for the $10 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support and continued viewership. Okay. All right. So we're on the bus. So yeah, this is these are my thoughts about Derrick and DaNaia. I really do think neither one of them have the room to talk, but I do want to reiterate something, right? I want to reiterate the fact that it's not that all the stuff that Derrick used to say in his relationship advice, it's not that it was bad advice. It's just he was being a hypocrite and he wasn't living up to it, right? It's like a marriage counselor that's out here cheating on his significant other, or their significant other, should I say, right? So Derrick is a better public speaker than DaNaia, which is why when they were this unit, she was underwriting for him, right? He's able to better execute and talk to the camera. He's more charismatic. DaNaia is quite weird, and quite weird can be relatable to some. I get it. I'm a self-admitted weirdo, right? But I am. So weirdo is not a bad thing to me, because I truly do think that I am a weird ass person. I'm weird. So, but Derrick is a better public speaker, so his is going to come off by default better. But also, Derrick doesn't have to use the guise of religion, and because with DaNaia by default, at least a third of her people are there just because I'm here to do God's will. I'm a servant of God. I'm a disciple. I am here to spread God's message. So by default, 33% of her people are there because they're programmed to not really dissect and discern whether this person is truly qualified and if I should be following their leadership or their advice or their mentality or allowing that to seep into me. A lot of people, religion is, well, that's why when you see some of the craziest cults, whether it be, what was the guy's name? What was the guy name? And everybody killed himself, the parents, the children, and da-da-da. And they killed people. They use, it's the easiest way to create a cult is to build upon religion, right? And I'm not saying that DaNaia is making a cult. That's not what I'm saying. But I am using this as a comparison to how Jim Jones, that's what his name was, Jim Jones. I watched the documentary on Netflix. And so a lot of people use religion as the foundation to build upon conditioning people and getting them to do whatever the hell they want them to do. Because a lot of people throw common sense out the window once religion comes into the picture. And that's why sometimes you really do have to put religion aside. I'm not saying put God aside or whatever. You got to put religion aside and really look into what people are doing and what are their true motives and why you, or why this method, or you got to ask some questions. So DaNaia by default can get a lot of dumb women. Dumb women sound so harsh, but I'm tired of mincing my words at this point. After the T.S. Madison and Just Hilarious thing, I'm tired of mincing my fucking words. You'll find a lot of dumb women with no guidance, no legitimate leader in the household, who will find people like DaNaia and think that she's a suitable fucking leader for them in their household. Crazy. What I can say about Derrick and his talking points, although I feel like neither one of them have room to talk, he doesn't have to use religion in order to tap into the reality, the accountability, whatever the case is. He's using straight up logic. If this person ain't making you whatever, or if you shut down, or this, and again, I'm not taking up for him because Derrick is still trash. I'm really being observant to all of the different variables wrapped around this situation. And if you don't go into it understanding that there is a strong talker and a weak talker, there's a person that may come off like the victim, and therefore you may not be as critical on them because you've already defined them as the victim, and you're trying to be Captain Save-A-Hole in your mind. Oh, she didn't deserve that. She just got cheated on. If you think that hurt people, weak people, meek people, slow people, people living with disabilities, people living with mental illnesses, if you think that they are incapable of manipulation, you are sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. You can be as slow as they come, as fast as they come, as weak as they come, as strong as they come. And you can just be playing, and you can even be a legitimate victim, but play into that a bit more. You already look weak, but you're going to make yourself look weak. You could already be dirty, but you're going to make yourself look dirtier and manipulate people based on how you know they're coming into this with a lens and a perspective of pity and feeling sorry for you. And therefore, they're going to be harder on the other person that you are painting to be the villain here. Don't let DaNaia fool you. DaNaia is manipulative as hell. If she's going to tell women, I'm going to cut out your and make your children be fatherless, and the Bible said it. Yes, I cursed you, but it's in the Bible. Go to Psalms. And may God cut out your tongue and make your children be. It's a lot of shit in the Bible, but guess what? DaNaia Jackson got them ears pierced, don't she? The Bible says, don't pierce your ears. The Bible also says, don't get tattoos. Now, I'm not saying she got tattoos, but she definitely got her ears pierced. So if you want to pick and choose what you want to believe in the Bible, if you don't think that the ear piercing rule in the Bible, if you feel like, you know what, I can break that rule. I don't feel like I should have to abide by that. I think that that's crazy that I can't pierce my ears. I want to wear earrings. Do it. Shit, my ears pierced. But don't act like the Bible is the total 100% gospel when you breaking rules in it. And I can see. DaNaia done had a glass or two of wine before as well. So I mean, it's you're not gonna be able to pick and choose what you want and don't want to believe in. And when it's convenient, it's 2023. A lot of the shit, a lot of the rules, a lot of the ideologies, and the way in which people went about themselves in the Bible does not align with 2023 and the way in which we do things. And her ears being pierced is just the start of it. All of our ears being pierced, to be honest, because I'm not making it seem like she's a heathen. I don't think ears being pierced makes you a heathen, but I think when you picking and choosing what part of the Bible you want to strictly apply to, do we still stone people? Do we still stone people? I do think pedophiles should be stoned, but that's my thought process, but that's not reality, right? We don't stone people no more. It seems inhumane as fuck. The electric chair seems to be, according to society and the general consensus, is a better option than literally throwing stone by stone until somebody dies. That's cruel and unusual punishment, is it not? That's why niggas don't do that shit no more. So, DaNaia is nice, nasty. I think that either DaNaia thought Derrick wasn't going to say anything because he didn't want to catch the quote unquote backlash that he would receive if he refuted anything that she said 8 weeks ago with her 2-part podcast interview situation on the Dear Future Wifey podcast, her sudden revelation a year and a half after it wasn't nobody even thinking about it. Wasn't nobody even thinking about a goddamn DaNaia or Derrick Jackson or the mistresses. Wasn't nobody thinking about that shit. And here she come out here doing these interviews. I think that she thought that Derrick would just let it ride and not say anything at all. Or she thought that with his brand being what it is, and with her brand being what it is, being so Jesus and religious based, that if he did refute it, a lot of people would be like, the devil and negativity, and as if he doesn't have the right to defend himself against these allegations that sit, by themselves. At the end of the day, none of us were in the household, right? They have a 24-hour camera to see the truth of what actually happened. We've got to hear or consider what DaNaia experienced and her quote unquote truth, and what Derrick experienced and his quote unquote truth. But the actual truth, because there are three sides to every story, her side, his side, and the truth, we will never have the actual truth with the quote unquote camera that would have been there 24 hours a day, giving us the full whatever. So it's not fair that DaNaia come out and do this 4-hour fucking tell-all without Derrick being able to add in his perspective and his truth as well. And a lot of people like to say, oh, but this is my truth. This is my truth. You can tell your truth, but other people have the right to tell their quote unquote truth too. And a lot of times when people end up saying my truth, sometimes, not all the time, when people end up saying my truth, it means that they're altering what really happened. If it's what really happened or what really, whatever, it's not, well, my truth is this. Like, no, what really happened? Not your truth. Because when you say your truth, you leave room for the other person to say their truth. And now y'all got two different stories. Like, no, don't tell me your truth. Tell me the truth, So I think that Derrick has every right to tell his side of the goddamn story. I think that both of them are hypocrites. Derrick is absolutely a hypocrite. I feel like DaNaia she comes off very self-righteous to me. And that's all I can say. That's the best way I can describe it for now. I'll park that because there will be a lot more that we're going to discuss on this, especially because part 1 is dropping tomorrow morning. So I'll give more of my thoughts on it a bit later. Yes, I believe stoning is still being practiced in certain parts of the world. Oh my God, in Iran? Wow. I love Bible thumpers look down on every sin they don't participate, but be out here fornicating with the best of them. Okay. Because some of the stuff I heard Derrick say in an interview he did 2 days ago basically was kind of saying that DaNaia was being single at the same time he was being single. So, matter of fact, let me just go ahead and read off a couple of my notes from that interview. He says that Derrick Jackson admits that they have 3 children together. One is 6, one is 5, one is 1 year old. So his visitation and how much time he gets to spend or not spend with his children has decreased. They have to alternate holidays. He says 25% every other weekend, and then he gets to see his children Thursday through Monday morning. He says the children are exposed to the exploitation of the explosive nature of their relationship and their public fallouts because they are public figures. So he says him and his daughter share a YouTube account. So basically, like, he monitors his daughter's like YouTube account. So they're on the same account, and sometimes his name will pop up in the algorithm and his daughter will watch it. Now, mind you, he has a son and his son is a junior. So his son's going to be exposed to that as well. Derrick also shared how he dealt with an absentee father growing up. His father wasn't around at all when he was growing up. And it's still a bit of a tough spot for him as of to date. Right. DaNaia was a cheap date to start. A cheap date. I'm provoked. Okay, so yeah. So here's the one thing. One thing that Derrick did express remorse about. He expressed remorse, and I wonder if he's gonna tell like these same stories on his whole interview tour. It seems like he's on a tour because he did one other interview an interview that dropped 2 days ago, and basically what he said was, he regrets allowing DaNaia to take part in the video where she had on the quote unquote bonnet of salvation, and everybody did go in on the. Everybody went in on. It's me. But everybody collectively did go in on the bonnet, and he said he regrets that, but he did explain the process, right? Derrick has been exposed for cheating. She decided, that's my man, I'm gonna stick beside him, and she was sticking beside him, and Derrick kept going, making small responses, not sit down interview responses, but was making responses and basically saying that, and thank y'all, hit thumbs up on the video. We only got 200 likes and there's 329 people here. Please hit like on the video. It'll just take you a second. So Derrick is like, DaNaia's she's trying to stick by me. I'm telling everybody what DaNaia's thinking, but DaNaia wanted to tell people what she was thinking herself. She wanted to have a voice of her own. She was tired of me telling people what she was thinking, because a lot of people were thinking DaNaia don't even feel that way. She's being held captive, So he wanted to give her an opportunity to speak for herself while she was quote unquote standing by her man, or whatever the case was. And he gave her that opportunity, but she wasn't necessarily camera ready or just mentally ready that day. And he regretted it because of all of the backlash and stuff that she got from the Bonnet of Salvation video. So he did kind of regret that, because neither one of them predicted that she was going to get that much hate or backlash, and that people were really going to dissect that and really go in on her like that. Something that she's not used to. She wasn't a public figure at that time. Now she's embraced and stepped into being a quote public figure, because she's trying to capitalize on an audience that she feels like she helped Derrick build, and she's trying to steal some of his audience, in my opinion, right? And so yeah, that was part of what was said within that interview. That's as much of the synopsis that I'm going to give. It's crying. Oh, Derrick started crying in the interview. That's what I'm like. Why did I write crying and put an arrow? I'm like, who the hell was crying about that? He was crying about that in the interview. Like, the interviewer literally had to say, can I get a box of tissues? And had to hand Derrick some tissues while he was talking about this. Crazy, right? I couldn't believe he was crying about that, but I did get the sense, because Derrick, I feel like he enjoys attention, like when it comes his way, but I feel like he doesn't necessarily seek it, at least not since he's been exposed. And I'm not taking up for him, because again, he's still trash, right? But I feel like he likes attention. I just don't feel like there's a lot that Derrick could have done. If he had a team or whatever, there was a lot he could have done to capitalize at the height of him being exposed and and he really has flown under the radar. And I did really get the sense that he wasn't virtue signaling. He actually felt bad for some of the backlash his wife got based on the fuck shit that he was doing. That doesn't mean that you can acknowledge that somebody is remorseful without taking them back or allowing them to fuck you over again, right? Derrick actually seemed genuine in certain parts and aspects. That's all I'll say, and I'll leave it there. I can't wait to see what comes out in this interview. I do feel like this interview is going to be different, bigger, and better. And this is no shade to the person who did his interview. I'll try to find the link. This is no shade to the person who did the interview. A day that released the interview, published the interview a day and a half ago. But the Dear Future Wifey Podcast just has a certain, I get it. Sometimes he giggles all the time, and sometimes he panders and just lets people get away with things. But I think that this interview is going to expound upon a bit more than this 1 hour interview I watched. The guy already said it's going to be a 2-part. DaNaia's 2-part interview was 4 hours total, a little over 4 hours total. So I'm assuming Derrick's is going to be maybe along those lines, timing wise. And the interview that I watched from Derrick from a day and a half ago, it was only like an hour and 11 minutes or something like that. So it wasn't nearly as much meat and bones as what we got from DaNaia 8 weeks ago, sitting on the very same couch. So I am really anxious to see all that'll be discussed on the Dear Future Wifey Podcast. So shout out to them, okay?
And everybody's favorite right now. Yeah.
Y'all not gonna guess. This Wednesday on the Dear Future Wifey Podcast, we have
none other than Derrick Jackson. Everybody's favorite right now, by the way.
Why?
We sick and tired of that nigga there.
What?
None other than. We sick and tired of that one. Okay. Period. Okay, so let's get into, is everybody having a good time? Let me know. I need to see 5 people comment some pancakes down below in the chat. If y'all having a good time, drop the pancakes down below if you're having a good time. In the chat, I think we might get on the backup channel later tonight. I think I'm going to do the backup channel later tonight, and then we're going to do members only for the next situation. Let me know. Y'all having a good time? Is y'all? Because I feel kind of blah today. I feel extremely blah. I'm not letting loose the way I usually do. Like, for real. I feel real hella blah. Okay. I feel blah. All right. But child, all right. Let's get in. Y'all doing okay? Y'all doing good? Okay. Y'all are feeling good. Okay. So we're feeling good. Okay, because I thought I was going to have to go get Tokyo Tony to rough y'all up because, you know, when you don't treat me right, Tokyo Tony is going to make sure that y'all feel her wrath. Just so y'all know. Just so y'all know. We not playing with y'all. Okay, we from Maryland. Not Maryland. We from Maryland. All right. And if you not gonna show us love, then what's up? Okay. Not playing with y'all. Shit. Where the cat at? Oh, there you go. Y'all want to see Leo before I get into the next story, or should I just jump into the next story? What should I do? What should I do?
Get into this Black-owned business, Stickies. It's got things for inside your home, outside your home, and even on the go. JasmineMadeIt.com is your new destination for Black Girl Magic mugs, tumblers, and even wine glasses. You can even customize the tumblers and wine glasses. There's a lot going on for a low price over at JasmineMadeIt.com. And if you've been serious about wanting to support more Black-owned businesses, here's your chance. Let JasmineMadeIt.com handle all your problems for family and friends. You ever had a friend over and they just wasn't catching the hint or paying the rent?
Our asses all get to stepping.
Yeah, tell them to get to stepping with this nostalgic Martin-themed doormat and shop over a dozen different doormat designs over on JasmineMadeIt.com. All right, Stickies, you know what time it is. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and shop Black today. Make life easier for you and your household by taking your family's hot or cold beverages on the go with one of these unique tumblers. It's insulated to keep your beverage at temperature, and it comes with a few different reusable straws and even the specific brush that you need to wash it so you can keep it sanitized and germ-free. They've got all kinds of designs to match your mood or style. So grab something for your wife, the hubby, or even the kids over on JasmineMadeIt.com. That's JasmineMadeIt.com, and I'll see you over there.
All right, and we are back. Don't forget to use code Jane for 10% off. There is no minimum purchase requirement. You know, you go to some websites and they be wanting you to spend $30, $40, $50, $150 in order to get to use a coupon code, but there is no minimum purchase requirement when you use my code Jane. I love this tumbler. It keeps my beverages cold or hot. I use it in the summer. I use it in the winter. I've had this cup for going on a year now. So I use it in the winter when I wanted some like hot tea with me. I wanted some hot tea while I was going to Target and doing my Christmas shopping. And I also have used it in the summertime to keep my beverages cold as well. So be sure to use my code. You can get a cup like this, pre-designed cups, or like if you have something coming up, a wedding, baseball, football, your kids' team, or whatever, you want to get a couple of cups, or whatever the case is, you can design your business. Any way that you want to design a tumbler, you can do so on this website and use my code. It's definitely, hell, if you try and get some cups with the folding shell on it, baby, go ahead, go ahead and design you the cups. All right. They said, what's going on with Jaguar, right? Baby, same shit, different day. She on the same shit. She almost 50 years old, acting like a 19-year-old. Same shit. Ain't it? I'm following. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I'm following. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't a damn thing changed. What I would recommend if you're looking for a little Jaguar fix and you're looking to laugh your fucking ass off, go to type in Wiley, Wiley, Jaguar right, and watch that most recent video that was done, I think it was last week or something like that. When I tell you you're going to laugh your ass off, you're going to laugh your ass off, because you got a person who has experience with being manic and mental illness, talking to a person that is constantly manic with mental illness, that being Jaguar, right? And she couldn't handle it. And it was an amazing interview because they held her to task. So that's what I was saying. That'll kind of get you caught up. That'll get you caught up. Okay. It was so, baby, when she said, Wally, I'm clutching my stone. I'm sure you are. Can't afford no damn pearl. All you can afford is Newports and ashes and Bobby's fentanyl weed and child. I said, get the hell out of here. So that's that. Hey, shout out to Tamika in here. Tamika has a really good channel. If you watch a lot of TV, or if you're curious about a lot of TV or series, Tamika's Den reviews a lot of TV shows, movie, whatever, on-screen production. She reviews it all. Definitely make sure you subscribe to her channel if you haven't already. So that's that. So let's get into Tiffany Haddish. Child, Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish. She is creating a homeless dating show. She says everybody deserves to be loved. Now, I've seen conflicting reports. I only saw one. I can be honest, but I saw one website report that she was making a documentary about this. Everything else says that she's making a show. Nonetheless, I'm like, yo, we go from, as Black women, because she's a Black woman, right? Is she not? Or am I tripping and thinking that she Black, or what's happening? We go from being told that we need to date bus drivers and we need to open our mind, and we're ridiculous if we don't open our minds to date these bus drivers. We too uppity and shit if we don't date the bus drivers. And really, it's about socioeconomics, right? A person that makes $70,000 a year, what's wrong with entertaining somebody that makes $60,000? I mean, it's your preference, right? If you don't want to date, if you for sure want to date, it's a matter of asking somebody that makes $580,000 a year to date somebody that makes $60,000 a year. A woman to a man. That's unrealistic as hell, right? So we remember when Iyanla was telling us that we need to date bus drivers. And if we don't, then what they were doing is they were pandering to bus drivers, right? They were pandering to not only bus drivers, but people who were adjacent to bus drivers, income, lifestyle, whatever. Iyanla is a fucking pick-me, and she's way too old to be a pick-me. Tiffany Haddish, girl, what the fuck you got going on? Let's get into the details of this situation before I give the rest of my opinion about it. Okay? Tiffany Haddish is set to release a new documentary. You see, this is the second website, as a matter of fact, that says documentary. So is it a dating show or a documentary? These are two totally different things. That's what I'm saying. See, I can't even get through the information before I give my fucking opinion. And I'm trying to do more of that shit. A documentary and a game show are two totally fucking different things. What is you trying to, you know what? I feel like you trying to lead us astray, but I feel like anybody following you as a Black woman, whether they Black or not, they get what the fuck they signed up for. Because anybody following Tiffany Haddish as if she's some type of fucking leader, you deserve to get what you get. You get what you get. Let me try to... Tiffany Haddish is set to release a new documentary focused on the lives, all right? Focusing on the lives of successful women who happen to be dating homeless men. A project that has significance for the hilarious movie star. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter conducted before the current SAG AFTRA strike, Tiffany Haddish revealed why this particular conversation is so dear to her heart. She says, quote, I experienced homelessness myself and found that there was a stigma on it that I don't think should be there, end quote. As she struggled to make her way into the industry, Tiffany slept in her car while performing at a comedy show to make a name for herself. Now, although Tiffany Haddish is a success now, her upbringing was also challenging and included a few years in foster care during her youth. To deal with the trauma, Tiffany Haddish used comedy as an outlet. The prolific comedian actress hopes that the homeless dating show will shine a light on how all people, quote, deserve to be loved. Open quote, everyone deserves to have someone supporting them and caring for them, not necessarily carrying them all the way. It's really important for people to make sure that they know that, because it's really hard to be homeless. So many people are isolated and living on the streets alone, end quote. Now, Tiffany Haddish, her development deal with Hearst Media Production Group, through her company, She Ready Productions, will create 2 non-scripted programs, including the documentary on love and homelessness, and the other will focus on Elliot Connie, a psychotherapist and author, in a show with the premise yet to be revealed. Now, though Tiffany Haddish is currently in Disney's latest star-laden adaptation of Haunted Mansion, the 43-year-old is standing in solidarity with fellow actors during the SAG AFTRA strike, prohibiting her to promote the film or speak further about upcoming projects. We need to talk. I'm going to open the phone lines before I even give my thoughts. All right. All right. This is what we're going to do. All right. All right. Tell your friends to get with my friends. We can be friends. Shit, we can do this every weekend. All right. Is that all right with you? All right. Oh, what happened? I'm telling you some, baby. I'm telling you. Oh yes, date the homeless man. Mm-hmm. Date him.
This is a sick Negro. It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
Now, if somebody wants to call in, you can. It do be low-key embarrassing when nobody calling in, but that's okay. I just got to let y'all know the floor do be open for y'all to call in and speak your piece. You know. But the flow is open. Y'all got the flow to argue this. Okay? So y'all either finna call in or you ain't. So whether you agree or disagree. Go on and call in. Tay talking about what am I? Tay, you done missed everything. We made a lot of good points. He was a good man, Savannah. Tay. He was a good man, Savannah. Oh, Shay in the tub. Shit, I'm trying to get in the tub. I need to go get in the tub. Maybe I should go get in the tub. And she looked just like you and me. But she's homeless. Up to my head with it. Okay, so here's my thought process when it comes to Tiffany Haddish and this. Girl, go and get go and get on with your fucking business. Because we really, I mean, like, honestly, let me see how much I got time. Tiffany, girl, like, go and get it. Like, let me plug this phone up, then I'll be able. Why we gotta date homeless niggas? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if they're actual homeless niggas. Okay, so you got different. You calling a nigga homeless in 2023, you don't quite understand where that lands, right? Because you are thinking about the people who ask you for change outside, like the people who are like have full-blown legitimate lifestyle issues, like they haven't ate in a while, they haven't bathed in a while, therefore they have body odor, and they're asking you for change outside the store. But then there's this different class of homeless niggas. These are the niggas that come into your life, take you on a date. They use their money, whatever little bit of money they get in, to take you on some sort of a date that might impress you or whatever the case is. And they are literally living like a frog from lily pad to lily pad to lily pad. The lily pads are the different women that they fucking and or fucking with. That's what it be. They technically don't have a home, meaning they ain't got their name on not their place. If all three of the women wanted to band together and say you don't live here, all of them would be right, and he would be sleeping in his goddamn car. Different type of homeless guy, right? Not smelly, not wondering where, you know, he got 300 in his bank account. You know what I'm saying? He got enough to eat or whatever. But he is hoping to lock somebody down, to become wifey with somebody so that he can live there. Now, usually they become a bit more obvious, right? They like what is it? You go into they like bed bugs. The realness come out at a certain, if you spray a certain thing or do a certain whatever. Now in the wintertime, it's more obvious because it's cold. They ain't trying to sleep in their car for that one night. They fucking with 3 different women, and so they typically are, and they don't have to worry about where they sleeping, because if you're boinking the 3 of them women real good throughout the week, then you ain't got to worry about where you sleeping, because you busting your night and you falling asleep in her bed at her place. You might only have to sleep in your car one night, if that, and you play your cards in a certain way in which you ain't got to sleep in your car. But when things get hard, and I mean hard like a remote control or air freshener can. Yeah, you be doing other things, trying to make sure, And when these women get tired of you, when you do something to hurt their feelings or to piss them off or whatever the case is, yeah, you homeless. Because where's your home? Where do you get the mail? Your mom? You don't stay there? You don't stay there? Oh. Ouch. So, ladies, a lot of us have been made aware of this every year. Luckily, I'm old enough, I know the game. Puts hair behind ear because one knows the game. These niggas, they get extra nice and extra, you wifey, you giving me wifey vibes. Yeah, because the winter coming and the back to school and they need a place to stay. Is your name on any spot at all? Has it been in the last 3? Oh. You homeless. They say I'm homeless. It's up to my head with a nigga, you homeless. These niggas homeless? Oh, hell no. But when it come time and these niggas be wanting to wine and dine you, these niggas wanted to take you to Fridays at first. Now all of a sudden they want to take you to Fogo de Chao. As the months get colder, yeah, all right. That nigga homeless. He trying to stay with you. Stay woke. Stay woke. I'm telling you, the time is coming. Homeless. Up to my head with it. I've been there, done that. Honestly, I have. I legitimately have been there. Niggas freeloading off of me, realizing. Listen, if you the type of person, I would hope that people listening to me don't feel like they need to touch the stove in order to get burned. Okay? Some lessons, some people learn because they actually have touched the stove. They got the testimony, they got the bruises, the scars, whatever, to tell and show and talk about you two with. You don't have to touch the stove for every story that somebody, but I done been burnt. Girl, and not like that, child, because baby, I'm clean. I mean, metaphorically. So, look, if you want to let a nigga waste your time, waste your money, waste your place, and now you got to be careful, because once somebody stays with you for more than 22 days, or whatever the case is, they can go down to the courthouse and say, I legally live here. I ain't leaving. And then you got a hard time getting a nigga out your house that ain't paying shit. They just learned how to. Why you see so many of these stories about these squatters. Oh, my house was empty, but these people came in there and they're squatters, and and then it's a process that's more than 90 days. It's 90 plus 30. It's more than 90 days to get somebody out your house. Don't let nobody stay at your house for more than 7 days unless y'all got some type of written or verbal agreement. And even then, you have got to wonder, why the hell do they need a place to stay after 12 days? Why do they need that from you, especially as a woman? Especially as a woman. I can't even speak for the other side, but especially as a woman, men are supposed to, provide or whatever. So why the fuck are you providing a spot for a man to get cozy enough and comfortable enough to be able to go to the police and the court system to say, well, I've been staying here for more than 21 days, so this is technically my residence. And that is in 8, 9 out of 10 states, it's a legal thing. They can stay there, and you have to go through the court process to get them out, which takes longer than 90 days. If they're being abusive to you, whether it be physical, psychological, mental, emotional, whatever the case is, you have to deal with that because now they're a tenant and you're their landlord. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but nonetheless, Tiffany Haddish, what grade of homeless people is she suggesting that we as Black women, because you've got to assume that the bulk of her audience ain't white. White people ain't susceptible to her, right? She's not palatable to white folk. She tap dances sometimes, so from on occasion, okay. But why is she trying to get us to date homeless people? Here's my theory. And thank y'all. First of all, it's 297 of us here and only 256 thumbs up on the video. I'm not going to keep talking until we get to 266 likes, which is just 10 more. So we'll elaborate more on the topic when I get a couple more likes. Doesn't that seem really narcissistic and self-centered? It does. But I come on here for free for y'all. All right. So this is what we're doing. Okay. We need more people to hit the damn thumbs up button. So in the meantime, I'll just write a couple notes. Okay, so we're there. We're at 277 now. When it comes to Tiffany and this whole situation, why is it? I feel like Tiffany has this. I feel like her PR team is full of interns, like nothing but interns, right? It seems like she has these people who have barely graduated, if they've even graduated yet. And these are the people giving her marketing, like, scheme thing. That's what it's coming off as to me, because they have to hate her. I feel like Tiffany is trying to come off like, I'm rooting for the underdog. I need the homeless people to support me. Like I said, there's two different types of homeless people, right? You got the people who are actually living on the street and literally going through trash in order to survive. And then you have the niggas who literally use strategy in order to skate past everything that they need to do. But that is not getting their own spot, right? And like, what message is Tiffany trying to send? Like, I feel like she's trying to do the underdog is important. Everybody needs love. Homeless people need love. When I first saw this headline, before I did any research, I said, you know what? I can see why her PR team would do this. But that's coming from a place of, you know, when you think it's something through, and maybe you've thought something through for 5 hours, but where you were 48 minutes into thinking about it and where you ended up at the 5th hour were two totally different things. So at first, when I saw this, I was like, Tiffany is trying to be relatable here with this. She's trying to give breath, give livelihood and relatability to the underdog here with this. But as I continue to get into it, I'm like, this is dumb. Like, this is fucking dumb. Like, you trying to get the poor people on your side because we all think that you a pedophile based on you in this Aries Spears little, skit thing, situation, or whatever. You're the underdog is gonna win, and the underdog should whatever. And like, is this supposed to deflect from something? Because truth be told, I there's nothing wrong with you creating relatability with homeless people or the homeless population and whatever the case is, but you ain't have to go about it this way to say that we need to date them. The bulk of your audience is not white people, and it is not men. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? It's Black women that's your audience, right? So with you making this show about people dating homeless folks and how they should date homeless folks because homeless folks need love too, is weird. It doesn't necessarily align in any capacity. I get it. You're trying to go for the underdog. You're going for relatability. You're realizing what people do and do not like. Vote for you, fuck with you, approve of you. Like, it in the entertainment industry in general, everybody has an approval rating. Some people think approval ratings are only for politicians. It's not. It's for everybody. And everybody doesn't have the same approval rating or approval rating formula, right? And I do think that Tiffany Haddish and her, the people who get to a certain level in Hollywood, they have a certain formula that they use when it comes to clocking a general consensus of people online, on people in general. Like, are they fucking with you? Or are they not fucking with you? If when you do this, do more people fuck with you? If when you do this, do less people fuck with you? Like, da-da-da. And so she fucking around with that. She's fucking around with her quote unquote approval rating. And I think that she thinks that catering to the homeless population is something that's going to help her. But she didn't provide nearly enough context with this. It seems kind of scammy-ish. And I just don't like it. So let me open the phone lines again. That's literally all that I had to say. I don't have anything else to add to this. I don't want to ramble on and on about it. So I'm going to post the link a couple of times in the chat and see if anyone, if no one calls in, that's okay. But I just wanted to be known that I did open the phone lines. To allow people to call in. All right. So hit thumbs up if you haven't already. It's a free way that you are able to support the stream. All right. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've dropped the link. I'm going to drop it a few more times as you watch this brief commercial. It's a 60-second commercial, and we will be right back. Drop some pancakes in the chat, and I'll see you in a second.
thePLAINESTjane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out? So wait a minute, you ain't joined the channel yet so that you can access special perks over here with thePLAINESTjane?
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Ooh, watch this. Hey, I'm thePLAINESTjane. I'm a cultural commentator and informant, and I provide sticky coverage on trending stories, black news, black culture, and everyday topics with a sticky, abstract perspective. So get familiar with the perks. I've carefully curated all of these things, and it's just a little exclusive glaze to amplify the way that you express yourself. So get comfortable, get used to our official emoji over here. That is the pancake stack, because it's always sticky in Hollywood and in real life, and especially when you spend the time over here with thePLAINESTjane. Like I said, I hope you enjoy the exclusive glaze that I've provided for you to amplify the way you express yourself, and I hope you enjoy the digital vibe. Hey, listen, I always want you to keep it sticky, but be sure to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. But most importantly, I hope that you're feeling all right, and hopefully you've had some time to tackle some of your invisible problems. I know I got a couple of new subscribers, and I just want to say thank y'all. I really do appreciate you. And if you're not quite feeling all right, this channel right here, once you join, it's going to help you kick back and decompress always, but it'll also keep you in the know with what's happening with the best black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. So again, get comfortable. The first drink is on me, all right? Act like you got some sense, and I'll see you around. But don't forget to keep it sticky 24/7 by following me on Instagram, but hit that notification bell so that you always know when I upload and you get your dose of syrup first. Now, with all that stickiness being said, the most important thing I want you to remember about this neck of the woods and thePLAINESTjane is Black Lives Matter. And if you don't agree,
Buy pumpkin, that would take you out. I don't play that shit.
Now you gotta go for real.
it's just that simple. Hey, look, whether you join or not, I do want you to stay beautiful, black, and blessed. And just know I appreciate your support. I'm your girl, thePLAINESTjane. And let's see what's happening in these virtual streets. You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now.
All right, and we are back. So I did get a couple of messages from a few people, and it seems like they either had some difficulties coming live or clicking the link. Interesting. I'm hearing interesting stuff. I can't. I'm getting so many like DMs and emails right now about people who either did call in, want to call in, feel some type of way about not calling in. However, Tamika, you are live on the air. What are your thoughts? So first of all, thank you for calling in. I want to give you a big congratulations on your channel, because I do watch your channel. I know I can't necessarily be there when you're live, but I do watch your channel. I see your stuff. You literally review all of the shows, like all of the shows. And I love it because sometimes before I watch a show, I try to watch a Black person's thought process on it before I waste my time or whatever. But I just wanted to give you your praises for your channel and what you do, because you've been working really hard, and I've seen the growth, and I know it's not going to do anything but continue. So I wanted to acknowledge your channel first. So thank you for being here. But what are your thoughts on the subjects today?
Thank you. I appreciate you. You was like one of the first people to encourage me and give me really great tips that I still be trying to work on now. But as far as Tiffany Haddish goes, I'm not the biggest fan of hers as far as her work, but I'm not mad at it either. I be wanting everybody to win and do their thing. She ain't necessarily my cup of tea, but I'm kind of confused as to like what does she mean? Because like you said, it's all different types of reasons and different situations going on with the homeless. So one, what is she like exactly talking about with that? Why would we want to make a game show or doc? I'm confused with that whole part, because I know I used to work in a homeless shelter. I also worked in nursing in the hospital, and a lot of homeless people used to come in there with mental illness, alcoholism, drugs, the list goes on and on and on. And then, of course, we have the other ones that just kind of do the little house hopping. So I'm not too clear, but she just always seems to say, if they had a show called The Strangest Things, I think she could have a show with that, because it always seems like it's a little weird stuff that be coming out her mouth. I don't know if it's just like attention. I'm not sure where we going with it, or if she really that's just her thought process.
I don't know. Like okay, so let me start here. Did you see the actual skit that quote unquote got her canceled?
Oh yes, I do remember that.
Okay, so that was a nasty. It wasn't even like, oh, there's a gray area. This may or may not. That skit with Ari Spears or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was It wasn't.
I don't know how you do that in the first place and think that it's supposed to be funny. That's why I think, in terms of just how she think and what she thinks is okay, it's a little weird. Like, I seen somebody put in the comment that she should be talking about homeless people finding housing, not love. Yeah, maybe it's a list of things she could be talking about. It's a long list of things that she could be helping with, especially since she has the status she have. That's why I'm like, where are we really going with this? Everybody needs love, but I don't know about, in the way she talking about it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's where I can see like I said, like I can see, like from a juvenile PR perspective. Like I've always been into marketing, right? Like I've always been into marketing and PR. So when I saw it from a distance, like if I didn't know Tiffany Haddish, if I didn't know her past or whatever, I would think she's trying to humanize a group of people who are typically disregarded. If you didn't know a goddamn thing about Tiffany or whatever, a move like that with somebody who doesn't have a history like hers,
right?
It wouldn't come off as what the fuck. It wouldn't come off as what the fuck, but it comes off as what the fuck for Tiffany, because it's like, what you think, you deflecting? Like, and then we coming off the heels of Iyanla Vanzant telling us that we're fucked up for not wanting to date a bus driver, mind you. But it was who Iyanla was talking to. Iyanla was talking to a woman that makes $480,000+ a year. So to tell a woman, a black woman who makes $480,000 a year to date a man that makes $60,000 a year, not to say it's impossible, it may have happened before. As a matter of fact, it has happened before. However, if that's not her preference, how dare you make her feel bad? And that's what Iyanla went on her tour to do, to make women feel bad who weren't. And for her being I make $480,000 a year towards the $60,000 a year is the same as me. If let's just say I make $160,000-$170,000 a year, and this guy makes $30,000 a year working at Burger King. I'm not wrong for not wanting to date him, but this is socioeconomics, and he doesn't live up to my standard.
Right.
Like, period. So we go from being told that you need to date bus drivers. If not, you're not being open-minded enough. Date these broke niggas. Take care of these broke. And then we go from you need to date a bus driver to you need to date a homeless man. I'm like, when does the buck stop? When does it stop? You have the right to your preference. Just like some black men have the right to their preference to Becky's and white women because they feel like we require too much of them. And really what we require of you is not only what we need, but it's who and what you need to be. Because a lot of these niggas, and I see it day in and day out, y'all niggas think that these Beckys want or respect you and they cooking for you within the first year. Once they have that mixed baby is what they wanted. They fetishize you. They don't like you. They don't want you. They don't any of that. They are fetishizing you. And there's a difference between truly loving and whatever. Me, I love black men. I love black men. I don't fetishize them. I love them. So there's a difference between being fetishized and being loved, wanted, and truly desired for who the fuck you actually are, and having a partner who legitimately understands your being and your existence. And as a black man, a Becky will never be able to give you the understanding that we would be able to give to you. The difference between us and a Becky is the Becky ain't gonna require you to live up to your best potential and what you. A Becky will let you stand dormant because all they want is the nut and the pictures of being with you. If that makes sense. A black woman is actually going to require that you do what needs to be done as a man. As a man, they're not going to let you sit by and just fail. A white woman, a Becky that just wants a BBC, she just wants the big black cock. You can sit around unemployment, not do nothing, whatever. Just fuck her good and be hell of aggressive. And that's enough for Becky. That's enough for her at that time. But once y'all have the baby and the baby gets to be about 2 or 3 years old, then she trying to split from you because she already got what she wants. What she wanted was a mixed baby because she has a fetish with black people and black things and whatever, if that makes sense. Whereas a black woman don't give. If I sleep with you, the baby gonna be black regardless. So I'm not. That's not moving me. You have the big ain't. That's not moving me either because I only sleep with black men, and all of y'all pretty much the 70, 80, 75, 80% of y'all got big dicks. So I'm not. So what's the difference between fucking with black women and dating black women and da. So we don't let them get away with any and whatever because they're normal to us. They're not something that we're fetishizing. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah, I always say everybody have their preferences. You like what you like, and sometimes I don't agree with it, or see it, or is not my cup of tea. And one of my favorite sayings is, "You like it, I love it. If it worked for you, it worked for you." But I don't generally have a problem when it comes to that. Most times I get more ticked off with the ones that will down, a black woman, or say I don't date a black woman for A, B, and C reason. But it's like, your mom is a black woman, your grandma, your auntie, whoever, your kids is gonna be half black. So I don't be getting, the gist of that when it comes to that. But yeah, I don't know what the heck Tiffany is talking about, though. I really was trying to understand, like, maybe I'm missing some pieces. I really didn't hear about this story. I just heard, the little bit of you talking about it. And that sounds crazy as heck to me.
Homeless people need love too. Do they need love? Yes, they need love. But all of us need more than love to live.
Right.
Hello? There ain't a single person or living being, whether it be a flower, a bumblebee, a hippo, a bear, lion, a human, a alien. Everybody need more than love to live. So do homeless people need love too? Absolutely. And I'm not sitting here trying to talk down or condemn or throw my nose up at, no. But to be a black woman, and with the bulk and majority of your audience to be black women, and you are creating a show about dating homeless niggas, bitch, I'm wondering if you okay.
Yeah, I would have much rather see her. I would have much rather see her talk about ways that she's feeding the homeless, ways that she's helping with maybe some support groups, some different things with mental illness. I know that I do like self-care Saturday, positive affirmations, stopping the stigma on mental health and stuff like that. She has a way bigger platform where she could be utilizing it to put some info in about that. Like, we could be doing some other things, some housing for homeless,
That's what I'm
maybe.
saying. She got more money than all of us combined. Everybody on this live combined and whatever. Tiffany got more money than. So it's like, what the hell is you talking about us? The fucked up part is sometimes we as black women, I can honestly say, we be on some fixer type shit. We think we fixers. And the reason why we know this story so well, whether our parents told it to us or we experienced it, or a combination of the both, we be wanting to fix niggas.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I know I used to try to be a fixer for a long time.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is she's focusing on, it seems like she's focusing on, homeless men, but there's a lot of homeless women and children that I used to see coming in the shelters every night. It's the whole families. Like, I don't know, girl.
It's true, but at the same time, that's not. You know what? Let me post something up. I want to know what you think about. I'm a pull it up because I have this post, dating with kids. Now, mind you, I don't have any kids, but I mean, I do. I got Leo, but he not. I mean, like, he not a human or whatever like that. But he's still a thing, though. He's a thing. But okay, so here's this thing, because some people dating with kids, they be doing too much. So okay, so let's go through this. Let me read this to you. I'm not sure if I can read it there. Let me read it over here, child. What the hell? This shit don't look good. Hey, we'll be on the way soon. She said, okay, wait. Oh, Jesus. It is not. Hold on. Let me see if I can, I'm about to get into the actual image itself. Okay. So he said, hey, we'll be on the way soon. He said, okay, wait, what do you mean we? Or she said, me and my kiddos. The man said, wait, are you serious? She said, yeah. Why? What is that going to be a problem? He said, I mean, yeah, kind of. She says, why? I couldn't find a babysitter and I didn't want to cancel our plans. I figured this would be a better solution. So he said, oh, let me try to scroll down. You might not be able to read it because it's hella blurry, but I'll just scroll it down as I scroll down. So he says, you honestly need an explanation? Fine. First off, you didn't once mention you had a child, let alone multiple. Secondly, our plans were dinner and drinks at a bar, then a movie at my place, neither of which are acceptable places for a child. Finally, the fact that you were willing to not only bring your children along on a first date with a stranger that you don't know from the internet, but bring them to his home makes me seriously question your decision making. That being said, I think I'm out on this whole situation. Good luck. Name. He blanked out her name. I hope you find what you're looking for. So she said, seriously? Fuck you. How dare you criticize my parenting? My kiddos are angles. And I'm telling you, she put angles. I know she meant angels, but I'm reading exactly what she put. She said, my kiddos are angles. And I treat them like it. I just thought maybe you'd be sweet and understanding about my situation. But I guess not. You're just an asshole. Like every other guy out there. Fuck you, Nick. I hope you are always miserable and pathetic. Your loss. But the way she spelled your church, baby, she illiterate. I don't know if she graduated or what. But yeah, that's what happened right there. That's what happens sometimes with these people. Her children are angles. I wonder what degree her children. Are her children 90 degree angles? Or are they 8? Like what angle? I'm just no, but long story short, it's just people with even the way I'm talking about it online, a parent will feel upset, but child, I don't know what angle they want me to look at this from, since they children is
yeah, that's quite interesting. I don't know. People be doing some extra things. I feel like he broke it down quite well. It would have been nice if she would have thought about it in that way from the get-go. I don't get, women that do that either. One of my guilty pleasures is Love at the Lockup, and I get extra pissed off with the women that have kids. I'm like, if you single, do what you're doing. And, if you don't have no kids, but when you have kids, you got to move a whole nother way. And the fact that they be willing to bring them around strangers they don't know, that's just coming out of prison, ready to move them in with them and all of that, it make my blood pressure go up every single time. I never once brung my son around anybody that I was like dating that I didn't know it was going to be a serious thing where he never seen me bring anybody in and out the house. Like I went out, we went on our dates wherever we was going, and that was it. He didn't come with me to their house and they never came back to my house. I didn't play that. So I don't have no understanding of that. And how he don't even know that you had kids. Like,
that's
girl,
what I'm saying. Like, hey, know what you got, and not even just one, like multiple. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's too much. I would think that would have been one of y'all first conversations. You would have mentioned that.
It's a lot between dating people that ain't disclosing that they got kids and people like Tiffany Haddish saying, date these homeless men, because they, like I said, like in my earlier days when I was a baby marketer, I'm like, oh, she's trying to be more relatable. Ice cream so good. Yes, yes, yes. She's trying to be more relatable. She's trying to get on the side of the less fortunate. So, but that's not that is not going to counteract, or it's not going to counteract what's going on with her public perception, period. Like, it's not going to override that. So I don't know what Tiffany is thinking. Either those people hate her or they're young. She's not paying them. They're on some internship shit. There's no way that those people are being paid top dollar to come up with shitty ideas like that, because this is a shitty idea. Let's root for the underdog, the homeless people, and get them. Like, this shit don't make no sense. I don't know. The same thing I'm saying with Jonathan Majors and Tory Lanez. I have been saying Tory Lanez teams hates him. They hate him. They're not giving him a good defense. Same with Jonathan Majors. They hate him. They're not giving him a good defense. So either they hate him and they just want his money at the end of the day, or they believe the bullshit. I really don't even have an or. They hate him. Them people that's why because even if they lose, with somebody like Tory, right? He paid those attorneys to fight for him or whatever. They still getting their money, So whether they lose or win,
money off the top.
Yeah. So whether they lose or win, they getting their money. So it's like they clearly fucking hate you. The way that they acting, like they hate you, and they still getting their money. Like that's what I'm getting from Tiffany Haddish and her situation of y'all need to be dating these homeless niggas. Like, no, we already dealing. There is already in the Black community. I can be honest. All right. I'm gonna be honest. There is already an epidemic of niggas that and they aren't your typical homeless. They're not out here with body odor begging for money. They're out here conniving and snucking and jiving and sneaking their way into having a place to stay, especially during the colder months.
Yeah, and not for nothing, shoot. Every time I go to the store in my neighborhood, some of the ones that be begging me for change, I tell them all the time, listen, you got on new sneakers and you looking fly. I need a pair of sneakers. Like, you look like you doing better than me and you asking me for change, and I got a son that's your dad, that's your size. That's the only one I give my change to when he need it.
It's different types of homeless. Everybody don't, sleep on the streets or in their car. It's what woman can they sleep with today, and if they feel like she got or whatever, then they're gonna be a bit more charming to you. And you'll get off of work and it's I went to the store, I got us some what can you name, some I got us a T-bone today. T-bone steak or whatever. They're doing different things to secure their spots to make sure all throughout the winter they don't have their name ain't on a lease. You could, if you ask these niggas when the last time their name been on any type of lease, it either has never happened or it was 5 years ago. So these homeless niggas, it's they show up different in 2023. And women need to stay woke, but they never do, because these same niggas, they come through all the time, and all of a sudden, your homegirl got a new boo, and she met him in February and August or now. She meeting him right around about now, and it'll just go slowly. It'll go and then it'll get to be cold months, and he fucking staying there.
Right.
You know, all homeless people don't look the same, but I don't feel like Tiffany is promoting a positive message. I feel like she's teaching us how to not be vigilant, not keep your head on the swivel, not be on alert. And that's just the opposite of what the MTA say. The MTA be like, please stay vigilant and on alert. Like,
right. I don't know. I just feel like she got a lot of her own trauma and issues that she needs to be putting her focus into and working on. Maybe she feels like in her personal life, she can't get somebody that's on the level she's on now, and she would prefer to have somebody else that she can take care of. I don't know. And I think maybe she's internalizing it, but trying to put it out there for everybody else.
It's a mess. I cannot. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I need to go ahead and end this live.
All right, thank you for having me. I just wanted to jump on real quick. I was in here relaxing, and I seen you on, so I was like, "Oh, let me see what she's talking about."
I appreciate you because I be hopping on you on. I don't always say something because sometimes if I come in and say something and then click off because I gotta go somewhere, and then somebody says something in the chat, they might think I'm ignoring them or something, and it's really that I just had like jumped in and jumped out. So I'll be having to be careful with the way I say hi if I don't have like at least 15 minutes to stick around and see if, you know, whatever people might have that you trying to be mean or something like that. And
right.
I'm really not. It's just that I'm not looking.
I know you are a busy woman.
But nonetheless, I look forward to talking to you, and thank you so much for calling in. I do appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Later, y'all.
See y'all. All right, y'all. I am yeah, it's time to cut this video short. I just want to know if I'm going to lead you up to the next video because I do still want to talk. I ain't gonna hold you. So let me see. Let me see if we're still going to talk. Make sure y'all hit thumbs up. If you haven't hit thumbs up already, what the hell is you waiting for? Like, stop playing with me. Like, don't make me get ugly with your 318 thumbs up. Like, don't make me get ugly with you.
It's Pam. Pamela James. Girl, you have got to tell me about your night last night.
Same mess. Time and time again.
What the fuck?
It's crazy, man. It's like women after women. Draws after draws, dog. GTD.
Yeah. You shouldn't give up so easily, Pam. You never know. You might find something that's forever. Like me and my Martin.
Like Martin?
You know what? I'm worried about her. I want to see her with someone special. She deserves that.
I'm the love doctor, Tommy. All right. Sometimes love is right where you never expect it. Sometimes love's in your face.
You know what, Pam? Search our whole life looking for a friend. Soulmate.
But Tommy, we can't do this. We're friends.
But what if we came so much more?
We can't tell Martin and Gina about this.
Is something different?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Something is up. I know when my girl is hiding something from me.
Tommy, what are you doing here?
Came to bring you see.
I'm the happiest I've ever been.
I'm happy for you, Pam. But what about Cole?
Girl, so what? Everybody hates Cole.
I'm telling you better. Girl, he's not so bad. You gotta figure out a way to tell him. Everybody better be willing. Girl, something is wrong.
Get out my face.
Get your ass up, Cole.
Do you even know if Tommy has a job? What does he do for a living?
Why can't you ever tell me the truth, Tommy?
Look, Pam, you don't need to know everything.
Then I can't trust you. What are we doing?
Do you know how exhausting it is for everybody to see me as a joke? I'm sick of this shit.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
I don't know what he's gonna do, Pam.
Season 5. Tommy, what the fuck does this even mean?
We boys, right?
We always gonna be boys.
It's Pam. Pamela James.
That was a really good it was a really good trailer. Really good trailer, really good film. So Derrick Jackson, Tiffany Haddish, interesting. Like I said, with Derrick Jackson, I always clocked and felt and predicted, and goddamn, I feel like an 8-ball right now. Not drugs. I mean, like a storyteller, whatever. That she was going to come back and steal a portion of his audience because she did a lot of the underwriting and a lot of the handling of Derrick Jackson and his messaging and what he had to say and how to really get through to Black women, which was well over 80% of his audience. She knew how to get into that audience because she had already been talking to that audience through Derrick. So that was really interesting. Tiffany Haddish wanting, inspiring, pushing for Black woman because she's a Black woman. And her main thing towards Black women to date homeless men is literally beyond ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous, right? But it is what it is. What can we do to change it? Nothing, just like we can't change anything when it comes to Tiffany Haddish being a person who you probably shouldn't trust, like around kids or whatever the case is. I love you all so much for being here with me in this video and allowing me to not only give you the facts, but give you my opinion. And I know that my opinion can be quite heavy at times. My opinion can be very heavy to the point where sometimes I feel like leave your opinion out of the video and just tell them exactly what's happening. And I struggle with when, why, and how to just give you my opinion. But I love you all so much. Y'all make sure to stay beautiful, Black, and blessed. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already. If not, If you're just so inclined to hit the thumbs down, then do that too. Either way, it definitely does mean a lot to me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else on this app or in general. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one. I more than likely will catch you tomorrow to really break down everything that Derrick had to say in the upcoming interview. All right. I'll catch y'all a little bit later. And I hope that y'all have an amazing evening. All right. Deuces.
But that's it. If you want to catch more of my commentary on Black culture or vital and trending information, be sure to subscribe by hitting that little circle in the middle of the screen, or I'll catch you in one of these rectangles to the right in another video. I'll see you there.